With Nigeria's population over 200 million, the country faces housing issues, particularly 28 million units deficit. Now, technology is here to help ease off these challenges, and that's the conversation today. My name is Ibu Kumbankoli. Welcome to Tech Passion Special. Today on Tech Passion Special, we focus on harnessing technology to improve Nigeria's housing sector. And I have with me engineer Oluremi Omowaiye. He's the Executive Director of Project Implementation, Federal Housing Authority Nigeria. Thank you very much, sir, for being my guest today.
Thank you very much.
All right, can you share with us the goals of the Federal Housing Authority Nigeria, particularly with the fact that on May 1st, there was a declaration or an announcement that, yes, the Federal Housing Authority is focused on ensuring that there's the drive towards technological advancement and infusion of technology to ensure that more people get homes, and even those in diaspora and around Nigeria as well.
All right, thank you very much. The Federal Housing Authority is saddled with the responsibility of providing houses, affordable houses for Nigerians. We just, as you said from your introduction, we have a huge housing deficit in Nigeria. Not to really show the statistics, but I know it's between 20 and 28 million. And Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has saddled with the responsibility of building and bridging the gaps. We have houses in two major folds. We have the social housing scheme and we have the commercial housing scheme. The social housing scheme are basically the affordable, while the commercial housing scheme are for those in the Ebro area, for those that can afford. But more importantly, we have been mandated to provide affordable houses. FHA has been existing for about 50 years. And we have asked our question, why have we not lived up to expectation? And we discover one of the reasons is because we have also not deployed technology so well. And we have also not worked with the right statistics in the past. So we are working with the right statistics. We are deploying technology for monitoring and evaluation. We are also looking at other challenges we have. Part of what we are also looking at is we discover in time past government will build houses, people will not subscribe. So we are also working on improving the area of subscriber and more importantly, affordability without compromising standard. We are talking to a lot of agencies of government. We are talking to a lot of people to see how they can be part of this. And the government is also expanding the mortgage system. So, but more importantly, you can buy a product, you will buy a product that is good. So we are ensuring that through the usage of technology, improved technology, we are going to come up with products that are good. Before now, when you want to build houses, the planning before now had not been automated, but now a lot of things that we do are now automated. We want to build houses in several states simultaneously. As the Executive Director of Project Implementation, I cannot be in all the states, so we are going to deploy technology to do monitoring. Before now, when you want to do survey, you go with theodolites. In the next few weeks, we are buying a drone that can be used for survey and digital mapping in FHA. So with that, I don't have to go to site with several theodolites. I just flow drone and I do my digital mapping, and I know I have a precise mapping. We are also going to deploy a solution whereby I can monitor. It's a project management solution, so I don't have to be at all the sites to monitor what is ongoing. And apart from that, part of what we've done since the Oyetunde Ojo-led administration came into FHA is for us to start automating the process in FHA. When you want to subscribe to house, when you want to pay fees, when you want to know a lot of things about your house, you go to our site. So we are already in the process of automating. It's going to take some time. It's not what we can do in a day, but May 1st, we flagged off the official digitalization of our process in FHA. So it makes it easier. We are also factoring those into in the diaspora into our project. Nigeria is a kind of country where we have a lot of people in the diaspora and they want to build a house in their village, in their town. But over time, people will send money home. Those houses will not be built by them, for them. Their relative will take their money away, some not to the specification they want. So part of what we are now doing in FHN, in each of the states that we have in our estate, we're also going to have a diaspora city arrangement. And what do we do? What we're going to do then, we have those houses, all you just need to do, come online, pick the house you want, subscribe, and you make payment. So you don't have to give it to a family member, you don't have to talk to anybody, this is there. So we are deploying technology. Recently, we procured some software for even our engineers. Before now, if you want to do design, you get draftsmen, you do drawings and all that. But now, all those things are getting automated because I can't just imagine I say, okay, go and do the design for this, and you spend the whole month doing manual design. Something that you can just automate.
Yeah, all right. So before you go on, there's something you said when you discussed, the diaspora city home about Nigerians who have been duped, whether by family members or maybe even real estate companies. Now, so what is the role or the partnership maybe with real estate companies or in that regard of building houses and ensuring that they follow specifications and ensure that they probably do, or most definitely do not contravene the law and also maybe dupe or do things that would be against even the customers who are purchasing these
For
products
us,
from
we are
them?
not getting. There are agencies of government that monitors and ensure that you adhere strictly to regulation. But for us, if we are collaborating with an estate, a
An estate company.
real company, estate company, or a real estate company, they will have to adhere to our specification. We have an in-house thing that monitors specification, and because we are a brand, and we'd always want to protect our name, so we are not going to even collaborate with a real estate firm that we know does not have name, does not have capacity. Those are things we look at before we even collaborate with anybody because our name is there, our brand is there. If you get to FHA estate now, you will see minimum standard. We have known standard. That's why you see people would want to subscribe to FHA property because we have standard and we have not reduced our standard over the years. So we won't collaborate with any agent, any private developer that we know does not have integrity, and we'll also make sure that anybody that puts his money with us, the money is safe with us. I mean, that's why we're a reliable government agency.
So now you also had said something earlier as regards to, Nigerians not subscribing in the past. So can you tell us specifically how
Nigeria not subscribing us.
subscribing to the plans and the houses available, or you have said something as
Well, I
regards
said
that
yes. In the
in the
past, we've seen
past?
agencies of government building houses and they don't get buyer.
Yes.
One of the reasons would be the cost. One of the major challenges is also our cultural and religious orientation. I'll give you a typical example. Mr. President has said, okay, go and do affordable houses. Ordinarily, I could have just done a design and I replicate that design in 36 states of the Federation. But over time, we discovered that does not work because of our religion and cultural orientation. Now, let me break it further. In Borono, they really do not use living room. They don't really use parlor. They use courtyard. So if I'm doing a design for Borono, I must factor that in place that those people do not really appreciate living room parlor, so they do more of courtyard. So I have to do a house that would factor that into cognizance, and I have to look at affordability. So the courtyard will probably be at the back of the house. Then you have 3 bedroom. That's if I'm doing a 3 bedroom apartment. In Kano or in Kebbi, because of the religious orientation, the houses must be built in such a way that If you are leaving the kitchen and you're going to the room, you must not pass through the living room. You must not be seen in the living room. But in Oshogbo, in Owerri, I can build houses like that. Your wife can leave the kitchen and come through the living room into your room. But that would not work in an area whereby Islam is predominant. So we looked at the cultural and the religious orientation. The northern part of the country has more expanse of land. We do not have that in the southeast. We do not have that in the south. So in the northern part, we can do a lot of bungalows. We can't do that in Imo. Imo does not have land. Anambra is struggling to give us land. So we are looking at each peculiarity of each state to also do the design. So as we speak, we have about 21 various design. There are also, because our keyword is affordability without compromising standard, we are doing studio apartment. Studio apartment is for bachelor, young graduate. We also have a 1 bedroom expandable to 3 bedroom. What does that mean? 1 bedroom when you subscribe, but it will be expandable to 3 bedroom if you so desire in future. So the kitchen, the restroom, and the maybe bathroom would have been designed to take care of 3 bedroom apartment. So it will now be designed in such a way that when you now have resources, you can add one more room, it becomes 2 bedroom. When you have more resources, you add one more room, it becomes 3 bedroom. But when you are subscribing 1 bedroom that's expandable to 3 bedroom. So it is cheaper. We have terraces, we have 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, standing depending on what you want. So we have tried to factor various categories of Nigerian into this. The diaspora city is more of luxury apartment, luxury homes. Several things are factored into the design. So it depends. We've tried as much as possible to come up with design that will cater for different levels of the society, different cadres of the society. And just as I said earlier, we are also introducing a lot of technology. For instance, before now, when you get to our estate, we don't have fiber duct. But moving forward now, for every of our estate, you have fiber duct. We have an estate that is coming up in Buhari, in Abuja. We have secret cameras in those estates. We have watchtower. That's the first time we'll be having a watchtower with searchlight. We have secret cameras. They are solar. They are not powered by national grid. So we now have ducts in our estate. We are collaborating with agencies of government responsible for that. So that is to tell you, we're also trying to build taste of our estate, and we're also building confidence of our subscriber. In Buhari now, the watchtower is coming up. We have recreational facility. So these are things we are doing, and we are also upgrading our services in FHA to a level whereby, right from the office, we can monitor and also look at what is happening in our estate. So we are building, even with activities in our office. We have zonal offices. We are linking all our offices together. So if I need to do something in a particular zonal office, I don't have to go there. We have improved on the internet. We have improved on the internet network here. We have a backup internet network so that the connectivity can also be very easy. So we are doing a lot to ensure that we genuinely improve our services and provide the affordable houses to Nigeria.
This is really interesting. Two things that are striking. One is collaboration in terms of the kind of facilities that are going into these houses, and another thing is narrowing or restricting the houses to specificity of location so that the residents can be interested in purchasing these houses because it matches their idiosyncrasies, their religious beliefs, and all, which is very interesting and very good. So now, moving away from that and still around collaboration, Which other agencies beyond like government agencies are you partnering with the private sector fully to to make this a huge
Yeah,
success?
we're collaborating with private sectors too. We have a PPP arrangement whereby for the diaspora city, for instance, it will be done likely with the private sector participation. So we are collaborating with them, but we are not going to compromise standard. As a government, we don't have too much resources to play around with, so we are going to encourage private collaborators to bring resources and would see how we can work together. So for every of our estates, for every of the state we are going to, there will be private partnership participation.
That's great. Now, I want to take you back on something you said as regards mindset. Now, going forward, a lot of people are aware, gradually getting aware that, oh, okay, so I can get a good house, an affordable house. What information do you want to share with Nigerians now to understand that it's high time, they subscribe and know that they will get affordable houses that are technologically advanced and,
Well,
of
the
standard?
Nigerians know. I mean, one of the reasons why purchasing power had been an issue, and part of what Mr. President is saying is we are going to revive the mortgage system. We have Federal Mortgage Bank, a sister agency. We also have Federal Housing Authority Bank, that's the FHA bank that is supporting people. So mortgage system is going to be re-energized. People will pay over a period of time because apart from affordability, we also want a scenario where people can subscribe easily. People knows this. The housing deficit from the statistics around is about 20 million. So what that means is if we need to bridge the gap, we probably have to build 500,000 houses every year, which is not possible. But we are going to do massive infrastructural housing and infrastructural development under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, and the president is giving us all the support that is required. And in some regards, also, we are going to also upgrade slums. I know the Federal Ministry of Housing is doing a lot in that regard. When you talk about building housing, I mean the housing deficit, it's not about building new houses alone. One other key area that we're also looking at, apart from upgrading slum, rebuilding slum, is also using affordable building materials, encouraging locally produced building materials. A good typical example is deployment of clay bricks. If you look at most of the houses in the UK, you discover they are built using clay bricks. Nigeria is a country whereby we have a lot of clay. Availability of clay is high, depending on the area. So part of what we're also looking at is improving on that, using a lot of locally produced materials that would bring down the cost of building. From our overview, we discover we would save as much as 25 to 30% using clay bricks to build houses. And there are also some other advantages for area where they have security challenge. Bullet does not penetrate clay bricks. And if you look at the old Roman Empire, the old British houses, they were built using clay. And if you also do further analysis, you discover the lifespan of cement brick is usually between 100 to 150 years. But for clay bricks, it's about 400 years. So we're also looking at that. Our research unit is working assiduously with a lot of academia in that regard. And I can tell you some of the houses that we are going to build, we are going to deploy clay bricks. And this will force down the prices of these houses because, as I said earlier, affordability is a keyword.
All right. So, how can people now go? Maybe the website, or how Nigerians can begin to go online and say, okay, I want to search for this house. I want to purchase this. What's the process of doing that?
For FHA, we have a functional website and inquiries can be made. We have there's a phone number there. There are emails there, so inquiries can be made on the FHA website.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir, for breaking this down to us and making us understand how technology is actually going to help the housing sector. Yes, I've been speaking with Engineer Oluremi Omowaiye. He is the Executive Director for Projects Implementation at the Federal Housing Authority Nigeria. My name is Ibu Kumbankole. Join me again for another interesting edition of Tech Question Special. Bye-bye.